Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
And welcome to this live stream from Logosol. Today we are going to have 2 hours of demos, chainsaw mill demos, bandsaw mill demos, and planer demos. So, yeah.
And the competition.
And the competition.
Very exciting.
It's going to be a great live stream with a lot of cool machines and a lot of milling and planing, hopefully. And I don't know, but I'm kind of stoked for the competition.
Yes.
I think
Absolutely.
I'm going to win.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, I prepared to win, actually.
We
So,
can fix so you win.
So anyway, let's walk through the program for this stream. We start now, and then at 4:15 approximately we're going to have a demo of the F2 and F2 Plus chainsaw mills. After that, 4 or 4:45, we'll head over to the planer, the CH3 planer molder. Pelle is going to show us everything he knows about this planer.
Yes.
Our planer expert, Per Karlsson.
Yes.
Are you prepared, Pelle?
I think so.
You think so?
Yes.
And then back to the Logosol studio for a few minutes. And hopefully we can squeeze in a small competition between the planer demo and then Anders, our bandsaw mill expert.
Oh, thanks.
He's going to show you everything he knows about the bandsaw mills. Then I'm laughing. I don't know. It's gonna take like 5 minutes or
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
Most.
No, they are. We're going to have a demo on all of our bandsaw mills: the B751, B751 Pro, and the B1001. So enjoy the stream.
Yeah.
And the chat. Of course, you will be able to ask questions both on Facebook and YouTube, since we are live on both channels.
Yeah.
What else? We have the autumn campaign
We have a great autumn campaign.
that you can download by heading over to logosol.com and the download sections. And if you want to have a look directly in the web shop, you can just click the sale button on the top, and you will see all the great offers we have in the campaign. We'll go through the campaign a bit more in the next studio session at 5:15.
Yeah.
Good.
Are we ready?
Yeah.
Something general about prices, perhaps, and contact details,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah. When it comes to pricing and more information about our products, you can always find them online. So when we go through the F2 and F2 Plus chainsaw mills, everything we show here during the live stream, you can find the prices by going to logosol.com and click the chainsaw mills category in the web shop, for example. And if you want to have more technical data and stuff like that, you can find that on our homepage.
Great.
Good.
Good.
Yeah. Milling Monday on a Sunday.
Milling Monday on a Sunday.
Oh, fantastic.
Fantastic. So remember, ask questions. You have the opportunity now to ask us anything you want to know about Logosol and our products. I have to add that.
Please.
So let's get started.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll head over to the chainsaw mills. Have a look at them. Pelle,
Yeah.
you look excited.
I am. Yes.
So here we have the F2 Plus, and this is the standard version, the 4-meter version. You can cut logs up to 3.7 meters with this standard bench, and we also have a 5-meter version and a 6-meter version available, and then you have more. You have an additional log lifter as well if you extend it.
Yeah, and when we go over and look at the F2, you can get an idea of the extended version and how that works. But in general, we have the same type of function on both the F2 and F2 Plus. You load the log on the log lifters, and the log lifters is what you use to adjust the log, and the saw unit, either if it's a chainsaw mill or an electric chainsaw, slides on these rails that are the same on both the F2 and F2 Plus. And we can actually just talk a little bit about the chainsaw mills that we are selling. Logosol was founded in 1989, and the idea that started Logosol is the Logosol chainsaw mills, and we've sold over 30,000 sawmills since we started. So this is the chainsaw mill generation. I can't remember if it's generation 10 or 11. So getting refined for every generation, and now we have a super nice chainsaw mill that can handle logs from the F2 up to 50 centimeters in diameter, and the F2 Plus up to 70 centimeters. And really easy to use, robust, lightweight, even though it can handle heavy logs. Thanks to the strength of the aluminum guide rails and the aluminum construction, we can keep a low weight on the sawmill, but still being able to handle logs that are really big and heavy.
Yeah.
And the idea with the log lifters in a very good position, it's a very ergonomic way to handle, to be milling on a chainsaw mill.
Definitely.
So just a short intro about our chainsaw mills in general.
Yeah.
And then we have a camp that we prepared already, that we will make some planks and boards out of, and then also show you how we roll on a new log, set it up for the first cut, and then make a few cuts in that as well.
Yeah. And just to mention, with the F2 Plus here, you can actually, the long legs here are split in half, so if you loosen it, the bolts here in the middle, you can actually lift off the whole rail system with the struts if you want to move
And
it.
keep the setting.
Yeah.
We did a live stream on that, me and Anders, this winter. It's actually a really clever way of keeping the guide rails intact, having the log lifters separately, so easy to transport and very quick to set it up again when you are on a new site, for example. Or if you put it away for the winter and you want to set it up again at spring.
Yeah. Yeah, and here we have the electric version called the ES8, the larger model of the electric chainsaws. So this is an 8 kilowatt version, and we have mounted what we call a manual remote feed. So you will stand in the same position here and cut through the log, and then you back up the saw again and readjust the log lifters. So I thought we could start it up and make the first cut now. Do it.
That looked very smooth and easy.
Yeah, and it went super fast.
Yeah.
And as you can see, these ripping chains leave a really nice surface.
Impressive.
Almost like a plain surface. Super smooth. And Pelle, you can also mention that we have another model of the electric saw as well.
Yes, we have an ES5 and that's a 4.6 kilowatt motor instead of the 8 kilowatt, and it runs on 16 amp fuse at 3-phase, 400 volts, 50 hertz. So both of these chainsaws will run on 400 volts, 3-phase and 50 hertz. So now we want to prepare for the next cut, and every step that you raise here is a 1/4 inch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we raise it five clicks, that will give us a 1-inch board, because one step will be for the curve. There. And if you want to cut a 2-inch board, you raise it 9 clicks. So it's quite easy to set it up. You just add 1 extra click for the curve every time. Yeah, so we'll continue and do the next cut.
Pelle, what do you think is the best thing about the F2 chainsaw mill?
Well, I think it's a few things that I really like about the ergonomics that you talked about earlier. You have a really good, working position. It's very easy. You have fixed steps, so it's very easy. Once you have a cant like this, it's very easy to get the same dimensions on every board. So that is, I really like that, and I also like that it's a very simple system of processing logs. It's very affordable. It's easy to move. So there are several really good pointers for the chainsaw mills.
And if you look at the differences between the F2 and F2 Plus.
Yeah, I really like with the F2 Plus that you can split the legs and keep everything set up. And also I like that you have a little bit of extra room, a little bit longer log lifter, so you have a little bit of space to work with, especially if all logs aren't perfectly round. They might be a little bit curved, and that will give you a little bit extra room for the log clamps.
And that is also one thing that we actually changed from previous generation of chainsaw mills, that we've given the log a bit more space as well from the guide rail and out.
Yeah.
This space between the log and the guide rail.
Exactly.
We've increased that a little bit so that it can better handle logs that have a curve or a knot or something that is in the way of the chainsaw carriage, for example.
Yeah.
But looking at the F2 and F2 Plus, I mean, you sell quite a lot of these here at Logosol. What is the most common question you get about the chainsaw mill when you're thinking about buying one?
Well, I would say a lot of times it's it has to do with the cutting speed, for example, how fast you can cut and how many logs you can cut before you have to change or resharpen the chain. That probably be, and also the surface that you're getting. A lot of times the best way to show a chainsaw mill is to make a demo so you can see how good the surface gets.
Yeah.
Because with these ripping chains you really get a smooth finish on it.
How does the typical customer look like for a chainsaw mill?
Well, it's a lot of times can differ a little bit between markets, but here in Sweden, for example, a lot of our customers are farmers that has a bit of woodland, and they have buildings that require continuous repair, and they get wind fells, and they can take care of the wind fells and have boards and planks stacked up for the upcoming building projects that are ongoing. But we have quite a lot of different types of customers.
Yeah, I mean, perhaps it's not that easy to say a typical customer. We have all sorts of different needs
Yes.
that can be fulfilled with the chainsaw mill from Logosol.
Yeah. So, but in many other countries we can have a lot of customers that are arborists, for example, and take care of more maybe hardwoods, and they can do a lot of posts and beams out of that, or slabs. So it differs a little bit.
Anders,
Yes.
you go on a lot of exhibitions.
Yeah.
When you show the F2 or F2 Plus chainsaw mill, what's the most common question you get?
It's like Pelle says.
Yep.
They often they are very surprised of the surface, that it could be so nice, and how easy is it to set up and start milling.
Mm-hmm. So the ease of use and the very good surface. I don't think that people really understand how good of a surface you get.
No.
even if we have a bandsaw mill or a chainsaw mill next to each other on a demo, I would say you even get the nicer finish on the chainsaw mill compared to the bandsaw mill.
Yeah.
I mean, still the bandsaw mill surface is really nice.
But you can see it's not as sensitive to the hard knots.
No.
Especially the big ones.
We have the guide bar and chain, it's very rigid.
Yeah.
And it cuts really straight.
Yeah.
So that's an advantage with the chainsaw mill, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we have some more cuts to make on this one, passes. And then we'll roll on a new log and you can show how easy it is to set it up for the first cut.
Exactly. And now we make the finished cut here.
Looks super easy with this hand crank function and that you stand over here
Yeah.
instead of walking with the saw
this.
unit.
And you can actually change the crank as well, so you can move it to the right side if you prefer.
Yeah.
Winding it from that direction.
Ah, that's good. And
Yeah.
I also think that you can adjust the crank in 3 different positions.
Yeah.
So you can get get even stronger or feed this chainsaw faster forward.
Yeah, yeah.
So there are a few options and configurations that you can have.
Now we'll back up the saw, and then we can there.
Take the opportunity to ask us questions. Just write what you want to know in the chat, both on Facebook and YouTube, and we'll try and answer those questions right away. We can actually talk a little bit about this setup here. So you put the log lifters or the log beds in the bottom position, which is, I don't know, 50, 60 centimeters above ground.
Yeah,
And then on the facing the chainsaw mills, we have a log table.
yeah,
And that is actually very good, a good practice to put the logs up on something, get them up from the ground. We have some plans on our webpage where you can see how to build your own log bed, and we also sell these kind of log tables as well. So this is the one that we sell. We have some foldable, I don't know what to call them.
yeah. The little arms that you can.
Foldable arms
Yeah.
that you can fold down, roll the log on, and then prevent the logs from rolling off the log table. And you saw how easy it was when you have the logs already in the same height as the log lifters. So now the log is in place. You have clamped the log with the really good XL log clamps that we sell to, that actually come with the chainsaw mills, of course. You get one log clamp per log lifter when you purchase a chainsaw mill. These log clamps can also be used to retrofit the M7 and M8 chainsaw mills. A really nice upgrade if you have the older style of clamps. Yeah.
Now we'll raise the log on each lifter.
You can also explain a bit what type of method we're using for milling now, and how you think when you want to plan what to get out of the log.
Yeah, exactly. So what we're doing now for the first cut here is that we are adjusting a bit for the tapering of the log. So we want to raise the top end a little bit more than the bottom end because of the tapering. And then we make an offcut and maybe a little sideboard, and then we turn it around half a turn, and then it's important that the log lifters are on the same level. And then we make the next offcut and the sideboard, and then we put it, turn it 90 degrees, make an offcut, and then we might make the final turn and cut the whole cant. So we'll start now by making a little offcut.
It looks so easy, Pelle.
Yes, but it's not that complicated. And if you want to be even more exact, you can measure the top end and the bottom end and raise the top half the difference.
And that's so good with the log lifters that they are independent.
Yes, yes.
So it's really easy to have them in different heights when you have the log on.
Yeah.
And then when you turn them around, like you're going to do in a bit,
Yeah,
we put them on the same height.
exactly. So we'll make just one more cut now.
You're like a machine. You can stand here all day.
Yes, yes. So now we'll flip it half a turn. Here. And now it's important that we have them on the same level, because we have a flat side now against the log lifters. There.
So did you decide the width now for what you're going to make later?
Yeah,
So,
exactly. Yeah. So what we're doing now, we cut the opposite sides now.
Yeah.
So we decide the finished width. We could raise it actually one more. Then we'll get a 4-inch width on the cant there.
So besides counting the clicks like Pelle did when you milled something above the guide bar, we have a scale on the side so that it's easy to see exactly how much space, the distance we have below the guide bar, between the guide bar and the log lifters.
Exactly. And you can count backwards as well if you have a large cant. You can count backwards, so you make sure that you end up with a 2-inch board at the end as well, 2-inch thick board.
So really intuitive
we can
and
make
easy
one
to
more.
use.
Just to make a 4-inch.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
And since we have these fixed settings, we get the exact same dimension all the time.
Yes.
Cut after cut after cut.
There. And you can actually have a handle here as well. So if you prefer, you can push it back. Oh. There. And now we have decided the width of the cant. Now we loosen it a little bit and we can lower the log lifters down slightly.
So with the width of the cant decided, now we can actually start producing some boards.
Yeah, exactly. There. There. Now we could, for example, take out some 2-inch boards.
Yeah.
There. There.
That's a good looking 2x4.
Yeah,
Real nice.
a little bit of the bark left on it.
Yeah, but I mean,
the dimension is perfect.
the dimension is perfect, and that's the good thing about having your own sawmill, is that you can actually be a bit economical and take the most out of your log,
Yeah,
instead of like taking a big off-cut.
yeah,
At first you can actually save a little bit. I mean, that little bark on the edge, you can still use it as a stud or something else. The function will still be the same.
Yeah,
But that's the idea. You can make the dimensions you want, special dimensions, standard dimensions, and you can actually take as much as you want from the log and be really like think economical and try to get as much out of it as possible.
and what we can do now as well, when we've gotten about halfway down, we can flip it around the last time just to make sure that we end up with a 2-inch at the bottom.
I mean, it's easier to count from a milled surface and up.
Yeah, exactly.
And see what we can get out of this last piece. If we, for example, put it here on 4 1/4, we can get two 2x4s out of it.
Yeah. There.
So we have 2 times 2 inches and then one extra 1/4 of an inch for the curve.
For the curve, yeah. We'll do the next cut. And then we finish off, as you said, we raise it to 2 inches now, and
Yeah.
then it's
And then we have these 4 1/4 inch can't split into 2, and we have 2 2-inch 2x4s
yes,
out of it. Really good.
there. There. There we are.
Wow,
Yeah,
well done.
good. So that was
Should we just take this for your showing?
Yeah,
We
we
take
can edge them off
Yeah.
as well. So the first slabs that we got from the sides, we can actually put them back on the log lifters again and just edge them off so that we can have proper boards out of them as well. And here you can edge 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6
Yeah.
boards, as long as they are right about the same width. Otherwise you get a lot of waste from doing a really wide board,
yeah.
and you mix it with smaller dimensions.
Yeah.
But these are kind of the same width, so we can just edge them off and
Yeah.
you'll see how
Is it good?
fast it'll go.
I think it's pretty good, yeah.
Pretty good,
Pretty good.
pretty good. Good enough.
Maybe
Good
on
enough.
this side, raise it a little bit.
And now, same as before, we have a milled surface in the bottom. Then we'll need to have the log lifters at the same height.
There.
Nice. So not very much waste in this log.
No.
No.
You can see you could probably taken a little bit more off.
Yeah,
the-
but you are very economical
Yes, yes.
or cheap. No. So you want to get the most out of the log.
Yes,
So
yeah.
now you have a, I don't know, 1 by.
It's a 5
inch.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah.
I think that's it for now here from the chainsaw mill demo. Now we'll head over and talk to the planer molder expert, Per Karlsson.
Okay, yes,
So
yes.
now you'll have to change hat
Yes, yes.
from chainsaw mill expert to
To-
CH3 expert.
Yes, yes.
So we'll go over to. You'll have to change your voice and
Yes.
everything.
Yeah.
No.
I'll
So
speak
we'll head over to the planer molder.
Yep. Hello.
Hello, hi.
Hi, Karin.
Hi. Welcome to the planer house.
Thank
Yes.
you. How long have you been in here?
Oh,
Have you been preparing the planer?
yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
No, I haven't actually did that before the live stream.
So, welcome back. Please meet planing expert Per Karlsson.
Hello. Yes. Yes, so now we're going to look at the CH3. So this is a three-sided planer molder with, you have two side spindles, one that is adjustable, and then you have a top block where you have you actually have 4 slots in the block, 2 with the planer knives and 2 where you can attach molding knives if you want. And today we're going to do a panel with double chamfer at about 20 mil finished thickness. So we're going to show that in a little while. But before we do that, we can talk about the specs. The maximum width that you can run in this machine is 220 millimeters. The maximum thickness you can run if you're using the side spindles is 60 millimeters, and if you're only using the top block then it's 70 millimeters. The feed tables come with the machine, and the only thing we have here actually that's not coming with the machine itself is the caster set. That's an accessory for it if you want to have that.
And the ship extractor.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the ship extractor, yeah, and hoses. But the machine as such are included with the tables. And then you can see here on the starter panel, you have a tortoise and a rabbit. And the tortoise mean that you run at a feed speed of 3 meters per minute, and the rabbit is 6 meters per minute. And here is where you start the feed motor, the fixed spindle, the adjustable spindle, and the top block. And here's an emergency switch and the stop. here on the scale here you have the rough adjustment of the height, and it's a magnetic scale, so you can calibrate it, and the scale on the top here is the fine tuning. So full turn here is 4 millimeters, a quarter turn is 1 millimeter, and then you can go down to half a millimeter or even just tenth of millimeters if you want. And this can also be loosened and calibrated if you want to do that. You generally do that when you set up the machine. And it's the same here. This is the crank for the adjustable side spindle. So here is where you adjust the width, the finished width of the board. And this scale here, also a full turn is 4 millimeters. And this can also be loosened for when you calibrate it the first time. And then we can look at the in-feed here. You have a in-feed fence that is adjustable. So here's where you adjust how much material the fixed side spindle should remove. And usually when you're pre-planing a board, when you pre-plane the backside of the board, you will set the fence more outwards so it's in line with the second fence in the machine, and you won't actually use the side spindles at all when you're pre-planing. You will only use the top block in the first pass, and then in the second pass you will back up the in-feed fence and make sure that the narrowest or where the molding knife has its least protrusion takes off a little bit of material as well, so you don't get the profile doesn't get too shallow, so you get the whole profile. And it's also important to know that when these blocks are working, they're rotating against the material, so they actually rotate differently, and that's important when you put down the cutter blocks, so you put them down the right way, so the knives are cutting the correct way. That's important to know. And here you have the pressure guides, and these can be set to how much pressure you apply on the material against the fence. And that's important, that the material always follow the fence all the way through the machine, otherwise the moldings will get uneven and you won't get any precision. And then you have the feed rollers here. So you have 3 normal feed rollers, and then at the end you have a rubber roller that shouldn't leave any marks, because the top block will remove the marks from the normal feed rollers, and then the rubber roller shouldn't leave any marks at all. And we can also show, when we close the machine here, you can see we have a plate here and a safety switch. So if you put in a material that is a little bit too thick in relation to what you have as finished thickness, the material will go into the plate and the switch will come off the hood and stop the machine. And this switch also is activated when you close the hood, because you can't run the machine with the hood open. So you can see here, now it's closed and now it's pushed in.
And it's fantastic with this big window.
Yeah, so you can see a little bit what's going on in the machine.
There's a lot of really nice features and things that we have thought about making this planer molder. But what Pelle, what would you say is the
I would actually say that
one of the important feature?
Yeah, one of the most important features I feel in the machine is that when you have the blocks in the bottom position without any shims underneath here, the center of the knife will be in line with the table. And this is a 40 mil knife. The total width is 40 millimeters, and where it's 20 millimeters, it'll be in line with the table. So today we're running a panel that's going to be about 20 mil finished thickness. Then it's easy to put the shims. You know, you have to put 10 millimeter shims underneath, and the TNG will get in the center of the board.
So really easy to set it up for a profile.
Yeah.
Super fast compared to other planer molders out there.
And
yeah.
When you changes the profiles,
Yeah.
it's also very fast and easy.
Yes. Yes. And that is it makes everything really easy, and also that you can actually set these blocks like this and have them turned so the knives aren't sticking out. And if you put out the front fence and pre-plane the board and just adjust the width a little bit so you make sure you go free, you can have them shim at the right position and just adjust the width and how much you remove here, and then you're good to go for the second pass. So it's a very quick change up from the first to the second pass.
And we've heard it from customers as well. We started selling this machine, I don't know, a couple of months ago, a few weeks ago, when we had the official launch.
Yeah.
And we've got some really good customer feedback
Yeah.
confirming exactly that it's super easy to use
Yeah.
compared to other machines, quick to set up, and they are really happy about it, and they get a great result.
Yeah, definitely. And it's also when you only have 3 cutters to think about, it's very easy. That makes it really easy to set up.
Yeah.
Because you can't do that many mistakes really. I'm
No.
sure I've done plenty of mistakes, but it makes it a lot easier. So
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy that you made the mistakes because I haven't done any mistakes.
no,
at all.
I know that.
So,
But
so I'm pretty confident in that. I saw actually that we had some comments just from greetings from Argentina and from Costa Rica.
oh,
Fantastic.
So
Yeah.
really cool that we have you guys watching.
yeah,
Nice that you shout out in the chat. Tell us where you're from. It's always great to hear who's watching.
definitely.
So now you actually set up the machine already.
Yeah, we've set up the machine.
So it's time to put some
boards through.
boards through it.
Let's check it out.
There.
I mean, imagine going from a rough sawn board to something looking like this.
Yeah.
And the moment of truth, oh, it fits.
Nice.
Really nice. And this is actually thanks to the setting on the fixed and movable cutter heads.
Yes. Yes.
Thanks to them being the exact same measurement, and it's just so easy to set up, it's easy to get it right the first time.
The first time, yeah.
So no trial and error.
And we could just mention that the boards we put through now have already been pre-planed. So, yeah.
The boards have already been prepared, so
Yeah.
you didn't actually do anything.
We didn't do any pre-planing.
You just fed them through.
Yeah.
No,
No,
something like a food cooking program.
yes,
Yeah, it's been prepared.
Yes, yes.
Super nice. And this is a TNG, tongue and groove profile with double chamfer.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
what do we call them?
And maybe we can show just we actually put some knives in the top block to increase the chamfer a little bit, so that you can see here they make a little bit longer chamfer than what we get from because this.
So you combined these side cutter head profiles with some profiled knives for the horizontal cutter head.
Yes, yes, just to show that you can put molding knives here. So that's, and you can change these if you want to make a skirting board, or if you want to make any casings or crownings, for example. So you can do a little bit of everything with this machine.
Yeah, and we have like 900 standard profiles
Yeah,
in our web shop, and it's also possible to order your custom knives through Logosol.
yes.
So you can actually produce any type of profile in this machine. And as you can see, it's really easy to set up, easy to just run through if you have like 50 meters that you want to do, or if you have 1500 meters.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. You have a very quick turnaround time from one profile to the other.
Yeah. So it's and we can also say that in terms of protrusion that you can use, you can have a maximum protrusion on the molding knives of 20 millimeters side spindles, and the same here in the top block. So that means you can do quite deep moldings if you want to do that. Yeah, so that's a little bit of the CH3. We also have a suitable chip extractor for this machine. This is a 2.2 kilowatt chip extractor with 2 bags. It runs on 3-phase 400 volt and 16 amp fuse. This is a very suitable chip extractor for this specific machine. And then you have one outlet for each cutter block. So you have, here we have 3 hoses then that you connect straight to the inlet of the machine. So you have 3 inlets on this chip extractor.
Excuse me, Mr. Planer Expert.
Yes.
We actually had a question from before.
Yes.
That we said that we would answer during the CH3 demo. And
Yeah.
now we're here.
Yeah.
So it's time to answer that question. Perhaps we can't show it, but we can explain it in the machine.
Yeah.
We have a question here from Luke.
Yeah.
How to set the CH3 for a 300 millimeter planing?
Okay. Yeah.
So if we have a look inside the machine here, the horizontal planer head is 300 millimeters wide, and that's the maximum width you can plane.
Yeah.
To be able to utilize that full length, we need to remove the fixed and movable fence, the fixed fence over here and the movable fence over there, and also remove the side spindles.
Yes.
So it's not a very difficult operation. It goes quite fast to just remove them, set it up to plane 300 millimeters. And then when you want to go back and use it like normally or do 3 sides again, you just put those things back in place. So that's the only thing required actually to go 300 millimeters wide. So I hope you're happy with that answer. Perhaps in a future live stream or something we can actually do it live and plane really really wide.
Yeah.
And then we had a comment from someone as well regarding the clear top.
Okay.
And I agree. It's a super nice feature to be able to see what happens in the machine. It's kind of mesmerizing. You can just like stand here all day looking on boards that go through and just gets a new shape.
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually a good way of checking also that you've lined up the fences correctly. So if you can see that the board is moving off slightly on the second fence, you can see it when the board is going through.
I mean, it never happens for me, but
No, but I'm talking on my own experience.
Okay, but I understand for your
Yes.
sake, it's important to see what happens in the machine.
Yes.
I just think it's cool.
Yeah, I know that. But for my own sake, yes.
And for your experience.
Yes.
No need for a Netflix account when you have a CH.
No, when you have a CH3, it's a. I don't know. Do we have a? Is it a widescreen format that we can use?
Yeah.
It's like a screen.
Yeah, great.
Amazing seeing like a board going through, getting shaped into something else. Better than Netflix.
Much better.
Much better.
You can make your project come true.
Definitely.
Projects. Yeah.
Yeah.
A question.
What should I watch on the CH3 tonight? Perhaps a double chamfered TNG profile.
Yeah.
It streams on.
Always so exciting.
Always so exciting. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
A question.
Yeah.
In Colombia, which company sells Logosol products?
I can't say for sure, but if you go to logosol.com and choose Colombia in the country selection list up in the right top corner, you can find Colombia and see if we have a dealer there. You will have the dealer contact details on our homepage. If not, you will have the contact details to Logosol here, to the headquarters. And if you want to know more, just send us an email, info@logosol.com, or give us a call. You can find the contact details online as well.
And we are very experienced in exporting to every country, actually.
Yeah, we export to a lot of countries every year, and we export a lot every week. So if we don't have a dealer, no problem. We'll help you with a shipping quote and walk you through all the steps necessary.
Great, sounds great.
So we talked about the planer molder, the CH3.
Yes.
I think it's time for a sawmill competition.
Yeah.
I can see Anders is already warming up there.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's doing some push-ups
Yes.
and pull-ups on the Bandsaw mills. Oh, he looks really ready.
Yeah.
I don't know how this will end up.
We're going to make sure you're going to win, so
Yeah.
it's your turn.
Yeah, good. It's
Yeah.
my turn to win. Sounds nice.
So let's head over to the chainsaw mills again.
And if you have any more questions regarding the CH3 or the chainsaw mills or bandsaw mills, just write them in the chat. and we can go back to the CH3 again if there's something in particular you want to see.
It's getting dark.
Or perhaps we'll take the Bandsaw mill demo first.
Yeah.
And we'll end with the competition.
That will be nice.
Yeah, so we don't ruin Lars and Anna's setup of cameras already. So, welcome to the Bandsaw mill demo. We now have Anders Mattsson, our Bandsaw mill expert.
So nice that when you go up the expert.
Yeah, I mean, over there you were just the handyman, moving boards and stuff like that. Pelle was the expert, now you're the expert. We have a really nice setup of Bandsaw mills here today.
Yes. The 751 is the smaller one of them. You take logs up to 75 centimeters and make a cant for 60
or say board width,
yeah.
maximum board width of 60 centimeters. So a really good instep model, our base model, so to say, with a standard rail setup, and you can mill up to 4.8 meters in standard length, and then you can of course extend it to fit your needs.
Every part is 115 extension.
Exactly. And it comes with a few different motor options.
Yes. On this one we have the 13 horsepower Briggs, an electric engine. You cannot better what type of electric motors we can deliver.
Yeah, we have we have the 4.6 kilowatt 3-phase electric motor, and it's 3-phase 400 volt 50 hertz or 3-phase 230 volt 50 hertz.
Yeah.
So it's those two options we have.
Should we show us a little bit?
Yeah, we can move it forward and perhaps too far.
Yeah.
Over there, maybe. So all of our Bandsaw mills share the same technology. They're built in the same way. We have the same sort of lifting system, and if we lift up the lid, this is a super nice feature, I think. It's a easy to open lid with the safety latch in the top that holds the lid in position. And as you can see in here, it's super clean and it stays clean all the time, and that is thanks to the band wheels that also doubles as fan wheels. We have designed the spokes on the wheel so that they actually act as fan wheels and blow the dust out of the machine, and we don't have any horizontal surfaces in here that where sawdust can get caught and pile up. So a super nice thing. You don't have to worry about cleaning the inside of the saw cover. You don't have to worry about that.
No.
And what else? It's 50 centimeter band wheels. We have one wheel that is driven, and the petrol motors, the 4-stroke motors, have a centrifugal clutch, and the electric motors are direct driven. And we have an idler wheel on the other side, so we only drive one side. We have the what do we call them? Blade guide rollers. They can of course be adjusted. We have one fixed and one movable, so they can be moved in and out to adapt to the size of the log you're milling. The blade guide rollers can also be adjusted in every direction, in and out, up and down, and sideways.
And the same for this
and
wheel.
the same for the wheels.
So you really can get the blade plane.
Exactly. They are. You can set them perfectly parallel and straight. And what else do we have in here? We have the blade tension indicator on the inside of the lid. So we have a linear spring that keeps track of the pressure or the tension on the blade. So we only have an indicator showing how much to tension, and when we get to that point, we know that the blade are tensioned correctly.
And I think it's really good to have it inside here, because then you always have to open it, and you can always check that everything is right, and so it's.
And a super heavy-duty construction with the rectangular tubes and the band wheel axles holding a tube inside that tube. So it's actually going straight through the machine. So a really powerful setup that can handle the blade tensioning well.
Good. And the saw head is hanging on chains on the inside, on every pole.
That's a good thing.
So we always get right.
The right change every time.
Yeah.
The chains provide the same height adjustment no matter where you have the saw head, in the bottom of the or in the top position. So it's a super robust construction that gives an exact movement all the time. And if you go over to the other side, we can look at the height.
A little bit
height crank.
Like the chainsaw mills that we have fixed step. That is the same of thickness of the blade. So every step is 3 millimeters as the blade is, and then that will make this, that you always get the right measurements, because sometimes when I think it's hard to see that you hit right millimeters spot. So very easy, and when you mill and you use this last cut indicator, so when we mill through the log and go back and lower it again, you know every time where you have the last cut. So then you get a number here for the step. So it's very easy if you want to make an inch, you go back to the same number and one for the curve. So that's pretty easy, and you get the right measurements every time.
Yeah, you get the exact same thickness.
Yeah.
Each cut all the time. No more guessing.
Yeah.
It's a very good scale and lifting system. Mm-hmm. So chains instead of wires, same kind of movement all the way through the bottom up to the top position. the increments, the steps of an 1/8 of an inch. So one turn on the crank is 1 inch, and one increment is 1/8 of an inch.
Yeah.
So a really, really good solution, and we hear it from users all over the world using it, that as soon as you start using it and use these tools, you actually get more productive. It's easy to just cut and then go back, set it for the next cut, and you can go again. So very fast between the cuts, and you can produce a lot more compared to other types. So really, actually the scales and the height setting is probably one of the things that stand out the most. And then of course the cool design.
Yeah.
We have really nice looking bandsaw mills, if we say so ourselves. And the construction is super rigid, and we have this stabilizer beam in the top. I would say that this machine is pretty clean. We don't have a lot of stuff here, which is really nice. It's super nice to keep clean, and we have actually added the water cooling tank in this stabilizer beam. And the only difference between the B751 Pro and the 1001 is that the 1001's saw head is a bit bigger, and therefore we have a bigger water tank or stabilizer. But I think that's a super nice feature instead of having a plastic water tank somewhere. We have an aluminum stabilizer beam holding everything together and keeping it steady.
Yeah, and clean, and you don't have so much, as you said, another tank there. And so
exactly, not that much
clean,
clutter. It's easy to keep clean, easy to maintain.
Yeah.
So I think it's time to
I think we should
make a few cuts. You think we should show the clamps? And you think right, because those clamps are one of a kind.
Yeah, one of
the
a kind.
best
Yes.
in the world, I would say.
And very easy to use. It's like a double eccentric, you call it,
A double eccentric,
Yes.
we have two eccentric discs,
Yeah.
one outer and one inner. And the outer is just used to take up the space between the log clamp and the log, and then the inner to tighten it. So it's a patented log clamp, comes together with all of our bandsaw mills. You get the one included in the B751, you get two included in the Pro and the 1001. So a super nice holding system, clamping system that works fantastically well. We can just have a look at the log support as well. Those are also really nice to work with, because we have 3 heights we can set them on. So no more guessing where the blade will go if you have set all of them on the same height. And all these 3 heights are actually marked on the scale with 3 red arrows.
So you can see them here on 75, 120 and 165.
So if we have these in the top position, we can actually see on the scale how far down we can go when we start milling our log.
Now, and the first question here, can you show the side of the rail where there is an extra piece that mounts that goes on with the log turner kit? It keeps the wheels from coming off. You loosen the bolts and put it on. Yeah, we'll show that on the On the
on the B751 Pro, is
Yeah.
it the anti-tip guards?
Yeah, I think he's referring to
Yeah.
the anti-tip guards.
Or the anti-tip plates?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also how much fluid does the cooling tank hold? I can't remember off my hand.
No, but I think it's pretty much. I think it's like 8 liters,
Yeah, something.
8 or 10 liters in the B751 and Pro, and
I think it's at least a double on the 1001.
Yeah.
yeah, so 16 or between 16 and
Yeah.
20 liters. So it doesn't look that much, but it is a lot of water. And then, of course, I mean the fluid, the water cooling, you can adjust the flow as well. So depending on what you're milling, you can have the flow so it's just dripping out, or if you want to add even more water, depending on the species and the hardness of the wood.
So now we can make a cut.
Now, finally.
Yeah, first. And that's just how easy to use the last cut indicator when you come back and just then when you get the mark, then you know how much where you were with the last cut, and
Yeah, and it's easy to just go again
down,
and
yeah.
again and again. And
Oj,
above,
något där.
Ma- and we can fit about 8 inches from the saw blade and up to the top of the saw head. So you can fit quite a lot before you need to take away the boards you've milled already. So it depends on how you prefer to do things. If you're two that are milling, you probably want to take away each board after every cut.
Yeah.
But if you're alone, feels a bit better to just get a couple of boards, take them away, and then keep on milling.
Yeah.
So that's the B751, and as we started by saying, it's our base model with a simpler type of guide, what do we call it? Saw bed.
Yeah, rail.
It comes with 2 log supports and 1 log clamp. But you can of course add both extensions, extra log clamps, extra log supports, and taller log supports as well. What I think we didn't show was the toe board. There's a very simple toe board that acts, it's a lever that you pull up and adjust for the taper in the log. So really easy to use, robust, easy to maintain, the same exact measurements as on the B751 Pro and the 1001. So, but what's different with the B751 Pro and the 1001 is that we have the super sturdy rail system. We have a laser cut steel beam as the base of our rail on the 1001 and on the B751 Pro, and this can handle a lot of weight. And also, due to the rigid base, we can now start adding a lot of different accessories. We can have the trailer kit, since the rails are self-supporting. We can add a trailer and use the rails as the trailer itself.
Yeah.
So we add an axle and then these support legs, so that we can position it when we are on site. And if we can perhaps show the support legs and how they work.
See, we have the
These are new. I mean, yeah, these are super new. We launched them just now.
very easy.
So it's a system of legs that go inside the tube, and we have the handle that locks it in position and the lever to adjust the height. And we can also, if we want some fine adjustment, take the same support feet that we have on the 1001 and the B751 Pro already and add them on the support legs. So a really nice upgrade, and we have a locked position for transport as well. If we go over here, we can actually have a look at the anti-tip plates while we're here. So on the standard B751 Pro and the B1001, we have the anti-tip wheels going under the rail. Due to the support legs or the log loader and log turner, the manual log loader and log turner that we have supporting under the rails, we add the converting kit to move the anti-tip wheels up from under here up to here. So is this locked in position? If we just open the lock. So we have the anti-tip plates being fixed in position here, and we have a different plate here that moves up the anti-tip wheels. So we have them going in the center of the rails instead. So I hope that gives you an idea of how the anti-tip plates are positioned, and that we change this complete plate with the wheels moving them up. And that is so that we can have things supporting the rail underneath, such as the support legs here. These support legs are exactly the same for the B751 Pro and the 1001 trailer kit, since we have them in two different parts, so we can slide them apart or together. Something to mention, we can actually, while we're here at the saw head, we can have a look at the different motor options. The B751 Pro comes with a few different options, different than the B751. We have the 18 horsepower Briggs & Stratton Vanguard motor, and we have an 8 kilowatt 400 volt 50 hertz motor, and a 15 horsepower Lonkin motor with electric start, and the 18 horsepower is also with electric start. Here is actually the toe board. On the B751 Pro and the 1001, we are actually able to add a more heavy-duty toe board, or a more robust toe board. So it's a jack, hydraulic jack, that we lift the log in one end to what do you say, to take in account the taper of the log. Another thing we can see here is that we've added the log clamps XL, and you can see right away that this is a complete different clamp, except for the clamping mechanism itself, compared to the standard clamps that are included. So are you milling or going to mill a lot of large logs, I would recommend to purchase the log clamping kit XL. And comes as a kit with two of these log clamps, two of these new, what do we call these? Clamp holding plates. That's a new word I figured out right now. A bit of swing,
It comes in a kit.
a bit of Swinglish English. Yeah. So comes in a kit with two of those, and then
I can
see. And two of these really sturdy log supports, and with an extra roller in the top to make it a bit easier for when you're turning the log or the cant. All of our Bandsaw mills can be equipped with the LM410 molder, planer. So it's we have two different versions. We have the LM410 and we have the LM410 XL. The LM410 regular fits the B751 Pro and the B751. And that's due to the rail width on those bandsaw mills. The LM410 XL fits the B1001. So it's a petrol driven or electric motor driven cutter head with straight planing knives and possibility to add in profile knives. So you can plane beams or mold log cabin logs. So a really good addition if you want to make something more other than just straight up milling. Let's head over to the B1001. As you can see, the saw head is even higher and wider, and that's due to the capacity. On this machine we can handle logs up to 1 meter in diameter and a board width of 85 centimeters. The motor options we have here is a 23 horsepower Briggs & Stratton or a 12 kilowatt 3-phase 400 volt electric motor. Anders, you can show them it's equipped with the same equipment as the B751 Pro, the anti-tip plate conversion kit, the log clamp XL, and I actually forgot to mention the log clamping system. Of course, if you purchase the log clamping XL kit, you can keep the regular kit, so you can actually switch between them when you're handling smaller size logs. You can have the standard log clamping kit in place, and then when you handle these large logs you can switch over and have the XL kit on 2 different log beds. But except that we have the trailer kit on this one as well and the hydraulic tow board. But then we have something extra. We have the manual log handling system. This is the crane, and with that crane we can both load and turn the logs around.
And we have the ramps on that side now, so
yeah, we have, if you add the log ramps, we can actually be everywhere with our bandsaw mill on a trailer, put down the log ramps, roll up logs without having to worry about having a tractor or something else or a forklift in place. But I think the best feature with the log loader and log turner is the log turning feature actually. Yeah. I really enjoy that, having the safety being on this side of the log, just using the winch and turn the log. So a really good option that I totally recommend.
And it's a little bit more safe, as you said, that you can lock this and you can go around and clamp it.
Yeah, so you can lock it in, you can turn it and you can keep it safe. Safety. And then just clamp the log, and then you can release the winch. Yeah. So I just love that piece of equipment.
Saves your back.
Saves your back too, yeah. And keeps you safe. So I think we want to make a cut in this nice log. Guess the log. Guess the species.
Guess the species.
Is it oak?
No.
Isn't it?
No, it's not oak.
No, I'm just guessing.
No, you're wrong.
I told me to guess.
I think it's not ash. What?
Ash.
Ask. Vad heter det?
Ask.
Ja,
ash.
Ash.
Is it ash?
Here the answer comes.
Yeah. Here's the expert. Here's the wood species expert. What log is this?
I don't know, to be honest.
What? The expert.
The expert doesn't know.
Al då, kan det vara. Vad är det? Eller al, in English.
Det är väl
older.
Yes, I'm older than you.
Yes.
Yeah. Fire the machine up now.
Yeah, fire it up.
this
We're,
going.
We have
we're
to
like
take this way so we can.
we're wasting daylight.
Yeah.
It's 5:45 here in Sweden, and it's already starting to get dark. I think the sun sets at like 15 minutes ago. So it's the twilight hour now. Really nice.
Really nice finish.
So, nice log.
Very nice log.
We got another follow-up question about the log loader and log turner, how it was fixed between the rails.
Okay.
I don't know if we can show that somehow. We have this camera, right? So if you see this now, we have the log loader, log turner bottom arm fixed between the rails. Let's see if we can deep dive into the machine. 2 bolts on that side and then 2 bolts here. And they are fixed as we fix
everything on the rails by having bolts that go through the holes in the rail and fixes on the other side. So hope that helps, and I think we're going to thank Bandsaw mill expert Anders Mattsson for the great demo showing off the bandsaw mills.
Thank you.
If you have any questions and want to know more, you can check out our previous live streams. We have done quite a few on the bandsaw mills, and you are of course welcome to contact us directly. Just send an email to info@logosol.com or give us a call here at the office in Härnösand. Whoosh. Let's see. The Tuttle crew. Wow, great work. Okay. I think he got the answer he was looking for.
Yes.
So, super.
Thanks for all comments and questions.
Yeah, I mean, it really makes the live stream so much better and so much fun to have questions and comments during the stream. I think that's super nice, and thank you so much for watching. And now we have, like, we said we were going to do the sawmill demo before, but we had all the cameras pointed towards the bandsaw mill, so we went ahead with that. But now I think it's time for a competition.
Yeah.
Let's find out if I'm still the best.
And you can guess in the chat which one will win. Pelle,
Yeah.
Anders or Andreas.
Or Karin.
No, I will just.
So
Take the time
you'll
today.
just take the time.
Yeah.
I think that she won the last time, so she won.
Yeah, okay. Go ahead. I'll go first. I'll go first.
Oh, and maybe.
You want this?
But is that a spark plug I see over there?
I think so. So, but go ahead, you.
So, should we explain the rules for this competition? So you put your hands on the log,
Hands on the log.
and when I say go, you fire up the chainsaw and you pass through the log as fast as you can. So the quickest time is the winner.
Yeah.
All clear? So ready, set, go.
2 minutes.
Yeah, you can beat that, guys.
That was fast.
Felt good.
Nice.
Felt really fast.
Yeah,
Like a
actually
smooth,
did.
smooth actually did.
How do you feel, Pelle?
A little bit
Are
nervous, to
you
be
stressed
honest.
or really relaxed that this will be easy peasy?
He saw it.
You saw it.
So he's preparing.
Ah, okay.
We have to start on the right.
Ah, I
same.
didn't know that.
Same position.
Should have to line here so we can hold it.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Ready, set, go.
Whoa!
How did it go?
Any comment?
I felt the start was a little bit shaky there.
Okay. So we'll see.
Yes.
So Anders, it's your turn. What do you
Yes.
say? Any
I'm gonna
comments?
show how it's done.
Okay. I think you have trained. So he's talking to the chainsaw.
Now, come on.
Ready,
Yep.
ready, set,
Yes.
go.
At least 10 seconds better.
Wow. At least. I thought it looked kind of slow actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this is so very, very close. I don't know if we should make another.
Do you take money, Karin?
I can
Karin, do you
I
take
can
money?
I can take the first prize right away.
Yeah, I think
And the winner is Matt.
Yeah, should we start with the third place? That's Pelle.
yes, the start there.
You
But
felt
you-
it was a bit.
But Pelle actually had someone cheering on him.
Yeah, in the chat.
Kevin Green.
Come
Oh.
on, Per.
Come on, Per. So-
Kevin.
Faster.
Hello, Kevin.
Yeah. Okay, and on the second place, it's Anders.
yes!
And the winner is Andreas. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you very much.
I don't
But
know
we-
how to explain the difference here, but it's super close.
No, I mean
Like-
300s between me and Anders. It makes all the difference.
Yes, but I counted. I said you're going to win today. So
You gave me the victory.
Gave
Okay.
you the-
Gave me the win.
so I think it's pretty good to count. That's just and have it so close. Anyway,
Yeah. So you were counting in your head.
yeah.
Thanks for the weekend lives. Take some rest now. Tomorrow it's new orders in line. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much for watching.
Yeah.
I hope you thought it was interesting and that you learned a lot. And if you want to know more, you know where we are. You can find all info on our webpage. Go to logosol.com. You can reach out to us directly if you send an email to info@logosol.com. And you can also find us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Just search for Logosol Portable Sawmills. I think that's it from us this Sunday in a soon-to-be dark Härnösand.
Yes.
Thank you, guys. It's been a great afternoon and weekend.
And weekend.
Yeah.
Remember to check out the campaign. It's still going on. The campaign prices are valid until October 18th.
Yeah.
So go check them out on the webpage.
Yeah.
And,
Good enough.
Good enough.
That's all for today.
That's all for today.
For this week. We have
Take
a
care.
long-
Take
See you
care.
next time.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.